Crypto market right now is showing massive opportunities. This is the altcoin market, and it is showing us that it is about to break higher from an Adam and Eve pattern, which is a reversal signal. That means you are going bullish, and at the same time you observe the fact that Bitcoin dominance is breaking lower. You observe the fact that it is kind of giving you the confirmation that you are going down. Now, you have a support here, after which the major support comes in at 42%. So 45, 42, then around 39 is going to be the key level in the dominance to watch for. But in the meantime, we will observe that the market is doing crazy rallies, even though the entire market cap is still below $1.3 trillion, and major assets like Bitcoin, like Ether, like XRP is down on a daily. We observe the fact that assets like Clay is up 22% for the day. We had short-term calls, we hit that target, and right now there should be some form of correction. We had Ether talking about how it can break higher and where it's headed towards. So right now, we understand the fact that, okay, the price was here. We had a breakout which just blasted through. So when we are here watching XRP, the daily just closed with an inverted hammer. That, my friends, is bullish. If you go look at the historical events, whenever inverted hammer comes into picture after a correction, it kind of gives you the idea that bulls are trying to go push the price higher. Bulls are entering back in the market. So now that's on a daily. We'll have to go work this thing on a short-term chart to understand, okay, what exactly is happening right now, because this actually showed you next 24 hours bulls may enter. So in the meantime, the price can go back to a support, bring more demand for this asset. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Right now, if you are looking at the macro, you will be surprised. Yes, the market price is 25, but it's really hard to get silver for $25. Some of those are like 40. So the premium is skyrocketing. And if you really look why that is so, you can see that the financial world is changing. People don't trust the banking system anymore. This is the reason for that. If you are in these banks and you're not insured anyway, and you see SVB and other stuffs happening, you now have some concerns over the market, right? And then you go into the market and you observe the fact that gold is starting to take off, right? Silver is starting to push higher. And these breakouts actually show you that the run to safe havens have started. Then the question comes in like, okay, I don't get that. Gold is a safe haven asset. Crypto is a risk-on asset. So why do you think that people are going to go into crypto and gold together? This is the reason, my friends. If you have a ton of money in the bank and you are taking it out, now imagine it can be 100,000, it can be a million or 10. It depends on who you are. For some, even $10,000 is a lot, right? So when you're taking that out into gold, silver, whatever, you'll also think like, okay, what if these assets are bursting? Let me put 2 to 5% there. Like if it's me, I would think that way, right? If it's me who don't understand how the market works, how the money is created, what is the current banking structure, then I would have done that. But here in the gold on a daily, what we are observing right now is something clear, right? For me, you and anyone who has been in the market for some time already understand the clear structure here. The market actually shows here that gold will go higher, and a 20% run up in gold means the world is in panic. because it has already done a 20% and it's showing you it's going to do another 20% with this reversal signal. So if we actually plot that and ask like, okay, how high we are going, that's like a 45% run up in gold. Some of these central banks have been loading up on gold. That means these guys are going to be benefiting the most. And remember, the last top we made here was back in 2020. Right now, it's 2023 April. And when you're breaking through that level, keep this ranges in mind. You consolidate, you break higher, you retest, and then you go to new levels. The price discovery is going to be fun. Now you come look at silver. We've been talking about this pattern for quite some time, saying, okay, I think there is a huge opportunity evolving in silver. Now, these are something as safe havens. For me, that's like, okay, it's not a big investment. It's most likely a hedge against your currency. If that currency is going to get hammered, this is something which is going to save you. Whereas crypto for me is an investment. That's a different story. That's a new technology and that's going to make money. This is just preserving the purchasing power. So silver is showing you it broke higher. It has a 40% range and that's just the beginning of it. Remember, gold is above the all-time highs with that small rally, but silver is not. It's still halfway through that. So it has a long way to go back up. And last time this happened was like the entire 2020. So we started from March and we ran up till August. That was a big run up in silver, considering that it started from 11 and went all the way up to $30. Now, getting back into the crypto sphere, we'll actually look at the Bitcoin first because we understand the fact that Bitcoin kind of drives the market. So you also have to understand the fact that Bitcoin kind of drive the money, whether it's to the upside or to the downside, it kind of moves the market. So when this asset is moving higher, people put money here, or at least the institutions, the whales, they do that. When it's dropping, they're going to take the money out and wait for a trend. And if that's true, where is the money going? This chart shows us that some of it is definitely going into the altcoins. And that's why we should care, because the economy is like this and the money inside the crypto market is now rolling within. So if you know which assets are actually showing you possibilities, it's going to be helpful. We are back looking at the general market, right? We understand the fact that most of these assets has not done anything. Especially XRP is down 5%, around 5% for the week. And we need to now look for what the hell is happening. Great. On a short-term chart like this, say a 4-hour chart, XRP kind of shows us like, okay, it did a fake out. It tried to push the price higher, but it kind of ended up like a fake out. Now, if you're a conservative guy, you'll put the line here. If you're optimistic about this asset, you would more or less drop it like this. It depends on how you view the market. And that means now you are retesting. If you break back below that, okay, that's done. That level is gone and you're looking for the price to come back down here, 0.47. Now, for me, I'm looking at the market and asking the question like, okay, if the market has already done this structure, are we done with the correction? I personally think so, because there is another possibility where the price can actually do ABC, like you get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside and an ABC as correction. But if that extends beyond, that correction is now the new trend. But what we have to realize is the fact that we, in the medium term at least, is bullish, because the structure being formed in the market is something like this. We are running up. So each time you observe that the market is putting a higher high and the market is putting in a higher low. So it's not rocket science, right? You got the first level here, which was a resistance. The price broke that to the upside. Then you came lower. You made a new low, which was a higher low. Great. Now you went up. You put in another high, which now happens to be higher high, higher high, higher high, and again reassuring you with new higher lows. So for us, price staying above 0.42 is bullish. So there is no need for panic. That's the 4-hour chart. That's the story which the 4-hour chart is conveying to us. Now we are slowly moving on to a higher time frame structure. We are looking at a daily chart. So here we are. We want to see that the price respect this range, which is 0.465, say 0.47, close to that range. So the price is bouncing. If the price is bouncing from that level, it's going to be bullish. Now we go on a 3-day chart and it's like, we are way higher. The momentum is so high on this asset. We are testing this level of resistance, which is 0.54. So we have another try to test the 0.54 range. And if we do that, and if we are successful, we are not looking at these levels like we are right now. The thought process, the sentiment changes. Why? Because we know the fact that on a weekly, we broke this level of resistance in the RSI. Right now, we are retesting that range. Now guys, my throat is like so bad. The climate is so worse. This is the first time I'm actually watching and I'm surprised to see, I've seen like the snow melting into water. Great. I've actually seen other things, but this is the first time I'm watching like the rain is coming down and it's turning into ice. So the water droplets now is coming down like an ice. Wow. So that's Canada for you. Now, anyway, going back into the matter. While we look at what the price action is showing us on the macro, we also do understand this is a new month where we are playing out. So when you're looking at the macro, it is important to look at this too, which actually point you towards 0.465. So the price just broke this level. The price coming back to test 0.465 is healthy. Now, why am I reassuring you guys that this is my thought process? Because whenever the price drops a little bit, whether that's on a 1-hour chart to 12-hour chart to whatever, people start talking about the next new low, right? People start talking about the bears coming back into the market. So I'm here thinking like, okay, the Bitcoin dominance is dropping. Last time this happened in a short-term structure, altcoins popped. If you understand what I'm trying to give you. Before that, in Jan, when that dropped, you saw a lot of altcoins popping. If you are looking for opportunities, that kind of takes you back to the market, saying like, okay, yeah, the money is circulating within the market. But if you understand the perspective, like which of these assets are getting volume, that is something you have to see. Maybe 2 or 3 hours back when I was looking at this asset, was literally like 90 million and right now it's like 120 million. So something is happening after it hit our target, and this has been just like barely 20 minutes since I posted that, and what happened? The price is slowing down. So this is one of that important point. If you are in the market and you are looking at a trade, then you should have the perspective like, okay, if that's the target, at least 3 to 5% below that, or if you're conservative, 10% below that, you should take your profit. So that's actually clear. If this is your target, which is 27%, so by 24%, you're taking the profits out, which gives you the best results because the market can react like these on the short-term basis. But say you're actually jumping into that same asset. You want to actually look at that same asset to understand, okay, what the structure is like. Are we going bullish? Are we going bearish? All those kind of things. And you come on a macro chart and it shows you this. Wow. I'm like, nothing has started. This is just bouncing from a support level. The real run-up would come from here. The real momentum should start from here. If we go back to the bearish phase of this, we broke to the downside here, after which we gathered momentum to the downside. So we didn't get that much heavy amount of momentum here while we were testing that support. Same thing. When you're going bullish, the big giant candles are going to come once you break that level. So what am I really talking about? I'm actually taking you guys to these ranges where these assets does like 150% over 3 days. Now that's actually massive because 3 days, 150, 180% is like, wow, that's crazy, right? And when it actually does something like that, you should be taking profits. You should think about removing some of that asset from the market, right? It gives you a clear idea. Now you're here, you're just observing the market like, okay, I think it's getting interesting, and it's just getting interesting. Look at Ether. When you're comparing Ether with the altcoin market, it kind of leads you, right? It kind of shows what we discussed here last time. Ether is going to break higher. It is going to play out this thing, which is happening right now as we speak. And it is going to give you a clear idea where the altcoin market is headed. Opportunity is everywhere in the market. So if you are looking for things like this to understand where these opportunities are, where the breakouts are coming in, you can look at the Patreon. The link is actually given in the description below. So now jumping back into XRP. So we look at XRP on Ether basis, because that kind of gives us a little bit more clarity. Okay, we are coming back down. Remember, when we broke this level, I talked about this. Okay, we are bouncing compared to Ether, and Ether is gonna break higher. So that means we're gonna slow down, and we expect that the price should reach here, retest this range, and bounce. So right now we are reaching that level of support. So if we are bouncing from here, that means XRP is running more than Ether, because Ether is already trending higher. Ether is already moving higher. That is a positive thing for anyone holding XRP. That is a positive outlook for the entire month of April for XRP holders. So guys, if you received value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.